In 2012, today's male contestants competed in one of the best matches in show history.
Josh on the money. Haesaert on the headpin. What a clutch shot! It's all down to this. 7 for the tie, 8 or more for the win. On the headpin, and Haesaert takes it with a hammer.
New ladies join them in the semifinals rematch.
Whitelaw on the spare, and Shannon's looks more set though with a hammer right out of the gates.
A finals berth is up for grabs on Candlepin for Kids. Candlepin bowling is a New England tradition and a sport enjoyed by both girls and boys of all ages. Across 6 annual tournaments, we bring together the game's finest young talent in a celebration of bright futures, big scores, and bigger smiles. We are proud to introduce the new generation of bowling with Season 10 of Candlepin for Kids. To see old episodes and for more information, go to www.cp4k.com.
Greetings from Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Candlepin for Kids Division 3 15 to 18 semifinals. I'm Rob Taylor and I'm alongside Dan Gauthier. We have a match that features a rematch from last year in what was the most exciting match we had seen in a really long time.
Yeah, these competitors have had some competitive matches in the past. They've had some big upsets. They're all capable of throwing monster games, and Renee's coming back. She's already been on a few weeks ago. She's all warmed up and ready to go. They may not live up to the 167 that our 11 and unders do, but I think we have the potential to see some very big scores in this match, Rob.
A lot of potential, a lot of storylines in this one, so let's get used to those first, and then we'll meet the bowlers.
Shannon Scribner burst onto the scene this season, winning a $1,000 scholarship with a 13.56 performance at the ICBA Championships. She also tossed a huge 121 game to earn a Tournament of Champions berth. Her partner, Alex Haesaert, struggled quite a bit in qualifiers, but he seems to find ways to win in the last box. He's the reigning Candlepin for Kids champion and is a career 4-0 on our show. You'll remember opponent Renee Whitelaw from 2 weeks ago in the 12 to 14 age group. She bowled well enough to take down girls as much as 4 years older than her and did it with pretty spares like these. Her partner Josh Yaratz has a lot of talent and is as consistent as they come, throwing a game in the teens in each of his last 4 show appearances. He'll be hoping 1 or 2 big first balls are all he needs to make the difference and earn a finals berth.
This is 13-year-old Renee Whitelaw on lane 3 in the red. She's working on the orange pin. If she were to throw a strike on that orange pin, she and her partner would be entered into our bowling ball raffle. If that orange pin were to come up in the 10th box and they were to throw a strike, they would win the bowling balls outright. Renee with a spare right out of the gates. The pins are donated courtesy of Garland Pin Manufacturing. The bowling balls, Paramount Industries. At Scribner, nice bid there.
I'll let you get through all that, Rob. It's like reading that disclaimer at the beginning of every episode.
Right?
You do a good job with it.
Thank you.
And Renee, maybe that earlier match she had earlier today, we showed them a few weeks apart, but she bowled earlier today, and that extra practice may have helped her get out of the gate, gunning with a spare right away.
And she's right back on that headpin, buries it. Tough spare leave, although that wood shaped up very nicely for her.
That looked like a strike ball going down there.
Wood now creeping a little over, a little trickier.
Yeah, that one's very nice wood. I mean, it's still helpful, but it's no gimme now. You're going to have to hit the 5, and you're going to have to hit it on either side enough to carry that, the wood carry the 7 pin.
Scribner buries the head pin, looking for an extra pin to topple. It does, just she has a very makeable spare leave. Ooh, look at this! Whitelaw just off.
Took a different approach, tried to go wood first.
I think she's probably trying to catch the left side.
We all like Shannon Scribner, the ball she throws. We've talked about her for a couple of years leading up to this tournament.
Right on it is Scribner.
So both ladies have a mark to show in the first 2 boxes. Very good start.
And these are our top guns for a reason, but we mentioned Renee Whitelaw at age 13 is actually in the 12 to 14 age group, but by winning earlier in the season, she had the chance to try out to the 15 to 18 age group. She did it, she won, and here she is back, now with a different partner in Josh Yaratz, a 17-year-old with a ton of experience under his belt.
She 14 now?
13.
Wow, it's a big move up.
Scribner on the other side is 15, so she's on the younger side of this age group. We're going to see a ton of her in the years to come. She's developed into, I would call her one of the top female bowlers in the youth game right now. Maybe a top 2 of her and Kylie Josefiak. Scribner won the $1,000 ICBA championships in Portsmouth back in November. And And then Scribner has been nothing but strong on our show. She threw 2 120 games this year to get where she is right now.
I think we had some sort of a consensus going before the season started, Rob, that within the 15 to 18 age group, the talent was really shining on the women's side. I mean, there's a lot of talent on the guys' side, too. I just think we have some very strong women in that group in particular.
And there's evidence of that with Scribner throwing the top score on Candlepin for Kids this season with a 121. She was tied by Anthony Delmonico. Then Scribner also in the top 5 of the 118 game. So 3 of the top 5 scores were girls this season. 2 of them Scribner, 1 Sonia Richard, who we will meet next week in our championship show.
And some of the interesting trivia about some of our bowlers. Shannon Scribner is looking her favorite song, Wide Awake. I just heard that song a few months ago. I love that song.
Dan
like
is
her taste.
a connoisseur of pop culture.
Yeah, I like to make myself familiar with at least 3 to 5 popular songs every year. That's about all.
You typically catch them about a year late, and
the rest is all
listen to
sports
them a year
radio.
longer than everybody else. But so Scribner, a tough box there, getting the 3 and the 7. She was hoping to do better. And so now Whitelaw leaving herself another spare lead. And so earlier in the season, when Scribner and Haesaert qualified, Scribner tossed the 121. Alex Haesaert threw one of his toughest games in what he's had the past few years with an 80 game. So it was Scribner carrying him to this title match. Now Haesaert's going to have the chance to pick Scribner up, as it looks like he's going to be going into the half, trailing by single digits.
Yeah, I think it can be safe to say he probably won't throw an 80 again today.
Scribner, no luck, a little full on that triangle. And Whitelaw with the 10. So a strong 56 half by Renee Whitelaw.
Yeah, she only left 2 pins standing in the half, which, as we've talked about many times, is the key to winning matches.
Renee Whitelaw with a 92 average is well on pace for that. She seems to step it up so much when the lights are on. And speaking of stepping it up when the lights are on, 2 gentlemen who've been on our show many times between the two. Josh Yaratz goes back to season 7. He was a semifinalist then. He was a semifinalist last year when he fell to Haesaert, who was the champion.
It's interesting character, Josh Yaratz. You know, borderline professional talent probably in both bowling and maybe even baseball. And it'll just be interesting to see if either one of them blossoms over the next 4 or 5 years and, you know, leads to something, somewhat of a career.
Josh with a nice shot out of the gates to pick up the spare. Haesaert on his as well.
Oh. Maybe this match is going to live up to the talent that we never know. On paper, a lot of these matches look like you're going to have high scores, and it doesn't always work out that way. But it's good to see our boys both getting spares right out of the gate, just like our women did.
And so we'll see the fills.
A nice.
Yaratz buries the head pin. He wants that 5 to fall. He's going to have a chance at that one. Haesaert on it as well. He drops 6.
Josh Yaratz has the noticeably smoother ball of the two. Haesaert gets his out there. We have a lob line in Candlepin, unlike 10-pin. We keep an eye on it here.
Yaratz, interesting play, looking for the inside of that 4-pin.
I think that was the way I would have liked to have done it myself. Throw it off the wall and have it come back and take the 5-pin out.
A couple different places it could have gone. Now, Josh has been on our show 5 times in the past 2 years. He is averaging a 116 in those matches. That's a 5-string total of 581, which is extremely solid. And Josh threw between a 111 and a 119 in all of them, so very consistent on our show.
That's a mark of a good bowler when you can. Obviously, you'd like to throw the 130s, but when your low game's a 111, you're doing fine.
And that's Josh's average 111,
Yep.
so hitting his average or better every single time when the lights are on.
Usually the really good bowlers do that, you know?
No luck there for Haesaert. Interesting shot. I'm thinking he might want to be on the 7-pin.
Yeah, possibly. Haesaert's shot. If you're on the 4-pin, you may not get anything to shoot over there to the 2 pins on the right that you're going to try to carry. But if you're on the 7, that wood that's tucked in there has the potential to turn. I don't think it will, but it could.
Haesaert, unfortunately, right between them, caught the cap of that wood. He'll be happy that he took out the 7 and the 8. Now both of our bowlers looking for outs. Yaratz on his.
Again, the Yaratz Whitelaw team, one thing they've done extremely well after 8 boxes is only leave 3-pin standing. It's not much better than Alex and Shannon.
Just throwing down the gutter, Alex. And as Alex clears the gutter,
and 9 pin standing for Alex and Shannon. So that is the difference in how many pins both teams leave standing is like a mark. 6 pins. One less spare you have to throw.
Now, Josh also bowled on our Pro Kids tournament this year. He bowled with Craig Holbrook. And that was a Holbrookian first ball right there. Everything but the 8 pin.
Holbrookian. He just made up a new word. So use that in Scrabble. I think it's a lot of points.
Josh is high, and that was the 1 spot. I think Josh knew it as he smiles and turning back.
Rolled his eyes, kind of knew it was a spot he didn't want to hit.
Haesaert on his. And so going into our half 1 box remaining, both of our bowlers, it seemed like they're just on the cusp of breaking out here. But it just seems like a few inches being the difference.
About roughly a 2-mark lead for Josh and Renee. They're up about 14 pins. Nice smooth ball, really on the head pin, but unfortunately too full.
And when you do that, you kick yourself a little bit because you miss the one that has the plank in front of it, and then you find the head pin again and you remember just how hard those are to come by. Haesaert buries his, leaves a triangle right in the center.
Hey, you can look at it both ways, but you can also look at it and say you only lost 3 pins on the fill.
Josh manages to miss the 2 pin but catch the 8 pin behind it.
Usually only see people with big hooks do that.
Haesaert right on his spare. Clutch mark by Haesaert. That's going to allow him to chip this thing right back into single digits. That's after the break, and when we go to the break, we're going to see one of the best female bowlers in the game, Lynn Thompson, see if she can beat a member of our audience. You don't want to miss it.
Looking for a way to stay active, meet people, and have fun on a regular basis? Look no further than Candlepin Bowling at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Leda has Candlepin bowling leagues for all ages and abilities. Every day and night we turn out the lights and turn on the fun at Leda's Lighthouse Glow Bowl for the area's only complete glow-in-the-dark candlepin bowling. Leda Lanes is the perfect place to hold your birthday party, special event, or corporate function. Leda Lanes, located at 340 Amherst Street in Nashua, or visit us online at LedaLanes.com.
Leo's Super Bowl in Amesbury, Massachusetts is a premier entertainment center with 24 lanes, the new Mammoth Arcade Room, including a 10-foot by 12-foot projection TV, Friday night Cosmic Bowling, and Saturday night Moonlight Oldies. There's plenty of attractions. Have your functions and parties with us, with 2 spacious rooms fitting up to 45 people each, with plasma TVs and DVD sets, a Bose music system, and wireless internet. Bring your food, or enjoy a full catering menu with Tony G's Pizza and Deli. That's Leo's Super Bowl. For more info, find us on Facebook or go to leosuperbowl.com.
Bowling is better at Pilgrim Lanes. Family fun has never been so much fun. For the kids, bumper lanes and ball ramps build confidence. And watch how much fun Glow Bowling adds to your family's fun. Play for prizes on over 30 video and arcade games at Pilgrim Lanes Arcade, or enjoy a game of pool. Plan your next birthday party at Pilgrim Lanes. They do all the work and clean up. Just bring the cake and the kids. Pilgrim Lanes, Primrose Street, Haverhill. Go bowling. It's fun and affordable for dates, families, and groups.
Woburn Bowlodrome, established in 1940, has 40 lanes with automatic scoring, including bumper lanes, glow bowling, and more, featuring 4 different birthday party packages. If you bring the cake, we'll do everything else, including food, drink, and paper goods. Come spend your Friday and Saturday nights with us when the lights go off and the music and fun go on. Enjoy our game room, check out our pro shop, or join a winter league. We're right by I-93 and I-95 with plenty of parking available. Woburn Bowlodrome. For more info, go to www.woburnbowl.com.
Welcome back to Candlepin for Kids. We're here for our Beat the Pro segment where Ariana DiBiasio will try to take down one of the best female bowlers in the game, one of the best bowlers in the game, in Lynn Thompson. Lynn, you're no stranger to the TV lights. Any matches that stick out to you in your history?
My first time on TV, I won the Challengers match for the Candlepin's $30,000 challenge, and I had to play Jeff Surratt when he threw the 303 against me in the champion match.
You didn't throw too bad of a score yourself in that one, though.
I had a 256, but not good enough.
Still pretty strong. You're going up against Ariana. You've been on our show before. This any different for you?
Not really.
What are you going to try to do up there to beat Lynn?
I do my best.
That's all we can ask. Good luck, you guys. Best of luck. Ariana will get a $5 gift card. Not a $5 gift card, $5 off a Candlepin for Kids stop for competing if she can beat Lynn. we'll give her the stop for free.
I've got one $5 gift card left if we really wanted to give it away.
Maybe if Ariana drops the hammer. Ariana right on that head pin.
She has the advantage of having competed on our show before, I think, right, Ariana?
Several times.
Yeah, so
Several
I mean,
times.
this is not going to be any pressure at all for her.
Lynn trying to home in. Ariana as well. We talk about outs being important. We'll see here.
For Ariana. She
Lynn
wins!
sneaks right. Ariana with the victory ball. She gets 8, so she's able to beat the pro. Thanks to Lynn Thompson for joining us, and make sure you join us for the second half of our match. Shannon Scribner is on lane number 3, throwing the first ball. She's looking to chip into an 11-pin deficit, but her partner Alex has a ball.
Oh, nice ball.
And Scribner does what she needs to do, hammer right out of the gates. Whitelaw, no small ball herself.
I'm constantly amazed by how bowlers like Scribner, who throw it from way on the side with hook, can put it right in the pocket like that.
Whitelaw just off.
When they do, they seem to get good action. They throw everything into the wall and make good use of that.
And so now the pendulum seems to switch into Scribner and Haesaert's favor. 3 balls between the two of them to try to make up 10 pins.
Very competitive match, very competitive, super competitive here. And she'll be trying to throw a double strike, which would make her eligible for the bowling ball raffle. We have 2 sets to give away, and we have 2 contestants in it so far this year.
Scribner just off. That left to right ball goes a little too far. Renee getting some action off the head pin.
So now Scribner, Shannon, is going to try to get this, it'd be interesting to see if she goes aggressively for the head pin or just tries to get a good fill, maybe a little left of it.
She does go a little left of it, makes sure of 7. Whitelaw right on the shot, and a pretty one. And the 13-year-old is standing up in front of one of the best youth bowlers in the game in Scribner, and she's going pound for pound, blow for blow.
That's where it makes those decisions interesting. If you try to be a little conservative, then your opponent jumps on you with the spare. Maybe it makes you rethink your decision. But you don't want to miss the head pin and get a 4-fill either on a strike.
Right.
So.
In these strong Candlepin matches, they go back and forth.
5-pin match, both teams have a mark.
Scribner has been on our show 4 times in the past 2 seasons. She's accumulated a 115 average on the show, which is extremely impressive.
That's another good-looking ball by Scribner, almost the same place she got the strike, and instead she's looking at a 2-2 split.
Now her ball does that left to right cross. She wants to be moving away from that 3-pin, try to flip it over. A little too far right. Whitelaw right in there, trying to catch it, and it's only that orange pin that stays
pesky
standing.
new orange pin with a very flat new bottom. Doesn't want to fall.
And out so important, especially in single-digit games. Whitelaw able to gain 3 pins on the spare and 3 pins in the box.
Scribner seems to have a little bit more difficulty when their target is on the left side of the alley, which maybe is to be expected if you have a big left to right hook. And 2 times she shot at the 4-pin, she went into the left gutter, so I think her natural hook probably makes shots on the right side of the alley much easier for her.
Buries the head pin, leaves a pack on the side. Whitelaw's on it too, and she leaves something even harder. And so now, while you certainly want to give the spare a shot, out's critical for both sides. Scribner right in there.
Nice
Great
effort.
bid.
Great effort.
Whitelaw just off, so now the chance for Shannon to get a bunch back.
Yeah, it's like, if you can get your 10, it's going to be like recording a small mark no matter what your opponent does here. I don't see Renee cleaning up all these pins for a 10, or if she does, it would be a spectacular 10.
Great 10 by Scribner. That's a phenomenal 8 by Whitelaw.
Yeah, and I don't even know if her target was really the 3-pin on that ball or the 2-pin, but she'll take an 8. I mean, that's a great out.
And now Shannon Scribner threw the highest female qualifying score in show history this season with a 395 to make it onto the show. All of our kids bowl 3 strings, and we take the top 2 to compete on the show. Scribner's 395 was the highest we'd seen ever for a girl, and it was the second highest we saw this season. Only Jamie Schmidt was higher. He threw, I believe, a 417, and he will see him next week in our championship match. Scribner right in that pocket, a little
big
full.
Angle on that one. Ball really came back to the head pin in the last few feet of the alley.
Heck of a bid by Whitelaw on a near impossible shot. And so as we go into our final half,
Oh, it's a nice pickup for a 10.
we're going to be looking at a 10-pin difference, 8-pin difference rather, minus the ball by Haesaert. So Josh Yaratz and Alex Haesaert were separated by 2 pins last year, and it took a strike in the final box by Haesaert to seal the deal. And it looks like this year we could be going towards that again.
Guess these two don't believe in blowing each other out. Keep it close. Alex will be leading off with the first ball, trying to throw his 8 or better. Even up the match. Uh-oh.
Haesaert just off, but he steals 5 out of that.
6, 7.
Yaratz buries his, gets the same 7. 2 very makeable spare leaves. Haesaert just off. Josh with the chance to capitalize. He is too good, punches it straight through. It's where you want to be. Josh, a native of Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Home house advantage for him. Haesaert out of Fun Time Lanes in Holyoke, as Haesaert throws the ball to clear the gutter. Josh has a history of tight matches on our show as we flash back to his debut in the semifinals. He was against Anthony Delmonico, where he fell by 1 pin. And it was this last ball in the last box. He needed 2 for the win. Unfortunately, went right through the hole. So Josh looking to earn a berth to the finals this year.
1 pin lead for Josh and Renee right now.
Haesaert just off.
Yeah, he's still struggling to find the head pin.
Yaratz buries it.
A lively bunch of pins on that pocket hit, dancing all over the lane.
And it makes that triangle that he should have had hurt a little more. Great bid by Haesaert.
Very tough leave because you got to hit it full to carry the 9 or light to carry the 7.
Yaratz all over it, showing his veteran-like
showing
accuracy
his
there, giving us a discount double check after the shot.
I don't know where that came from. Be
So
looking to
now-
expand on their 1-point lead with the fill. We do have some good scores from our teams this match, and an orange pin too.
Yaratz just got an orange pin and looked directly back at us in the booth shoe. Haesaert drops a hammer. Yaratz off. He does steal 4.
Which is big because
With that
added to
ball
your
over
1
there.
pin lead. Now it's 5.
But Haesaert with the hammer.
And now a 2-mark fill, 2-ball fill.
Yaratz on it. Doesn't carry the 5. So the momentum shifts back to Scribner and Haesaert now.
Doesn't it just
5.
feel like every box, the opposite bowler takes the momentum away? And I almost feel like what I should expect this box is Alex to go right through the middle with a tough one, and then Josh to throw a spare. I just feel like it's going to keep going back and forth.
Well, Alex is going to be pretty upset with you if that's the case, but we'll see. Haesaert gets some great action off the head pin. That'll get him and Scribner the lead back with another ball on it. Josh bounces his down, but he gets action regardless. If that 6 falls in,
He almost had to strike. Good
will
cricket
not.
pitch too.
so spare leave for both bowlers, Yaratz especially. Haesaert just off, so he'll have a 2-pin lead. Josh, that one gets away from him. He'll want that one back.
Probably can't believe he did that, really.
Haesaert, again, pinning important.
Nice
Yaratz
10,
gets
yeah.
both. So 4 pins the difference in favor of Scribner and Alex. Came down to the last box last year. Haesaert needed a spare, and he got it. We'll see if this
2
year's
pins.
any different.
Yeah, it's down to 2 pins now. Had a little math correction. Down to 2 pins.
Haesaert off the head pin, but a very makeable spare leave. Yaratz off as well. He's hoping that wood spinning in back would trip the 5 up. It won't. It's now a tough shot for Josh. Haesaert leaves the door open. Josh just misses it.
So you can wrap up this with making 1 pin here for Alice. We'll wrap the match up.
Alex
does.
barely
Just
gets
enough.
the one he needs. So Shannon Scribner and Alex Haesaert will be moving on to our championship match.
By
They're
1.
going to face Sonia Richard and Jamie Schmidt. It's 1 pin again for Josh Yaratz. We'll talk to Shannon Scribner and Alex Haesaert after the break.
Lucky Strike Lanes, the cornerstone for Candlepin in the city of Lynn, is the second largest bowling center on the North Shore with 34 lanes. Come enjoy our weekend special with $7 getting you an hour of bowling, shoe rental, a slice of pizza, and a drink. Join one of our winter leagues, enjoy fundraising opportunities, or have your next birthday party with us and enjoy our 12-inch pizzas located right behind the post office in downtown Lynn and easily accessible from major roads. It's Lucky Strike Lanes. For more info, check out luckystrikelanes.com. French King Bowling Center in Irving, Massachusetts offers 24 lanes and features special events including neon bowling. Family owned and operated since 1959, French King is more than just Candlepin. Whether you need a banquet hall or birthday party, French King Bowling is the place you're looking for. With a new game room filled with fun and prizes, a selection of assorted party platters, and pizza selections will make the occasion just right for you. Open 7 days a week and 8 miles from I-91 on Route 2, 15 minutes from the New Hampshire border. That's French King Lanes. For more information, go to bowlingforfun.com. Paramount Industries Inc., providing service to the Candlepin bowling industry for 60 years. From expert, precise refinishing of bowling balls to distributing all the top brands of Candlepin bowling balls manufactured by Epco, Paramount, Starline, Cobra Pro Rubber, and Urethane. Also offering a complete line of bowling bags, shoes, and other related products. Paramount, the #1 name in Candlepin bowling. When you think of Candlepins, think of Paramount Industries Inc. for all your product needs. Boutwell's Bowling Center is a proud supporter of Candlepin for Kids. Looking for a place to bowl in Concord, New Hampshire? Drop by Boutwell's, featuring 24 lanes as well as an open lounge, arcade, bumper, and league bowling every day. Enjoy Glow Bowling every Saturday night, where we play today's top artists and open up the fun to all ages. Have a birthday party with us where we do the work and you enjoy the party. Go to our website, boutwellsbowl.com, to see our upcoming tournaments. And if you're looking to up your game, give us a call to set up a lesson with our certified instructors. That's Boutwell's Bowling Center, just minutes off Route 93.
Welcome back here on Candlepin for Kids. These guys are going to our Tournament of Champions finals. We'll start with Shannon Scribner. Shannon, we've seen you throw some big games on our show before. Not your biggest in that one, but you still managed to grind out the victory. What was going on up there?
Everything was going through my head. I just couldn't really get back on it and finally got it on.
We know you're extremely experienced, but this is your first time in our Tournament of Champions, so that changed the stakes a little bit for you? Anything you're doing to try to deal with the pressure?
Not really. I'm just up there and just bowling. I don't think about anything.
Your partner, Alex Haesaert, you and Josh seem to go down to the wire every time you guys face each other. What was it like going up against him again?
It was completely intense. Like, the pressure was so much, it was crazy. I knew Josh wanted to get the win real bad, and it just made it even more competitive, and it was insane.
You were having trouble finding the head pin in the first half, but then you found it for that big strike in the second half. What was going through your head during that strike?
As soon as I threw the strike, I kind of screamed a little. I don't know if you guys heard it, but oh man, that just gave me so much momentum.
We saw some fireworks in this match. You know we'll see some fireworks again next week. You've got to check our Candlepin for Kids finale. It's going to be the Division III finals. Sonia Richard and Jamie Schmidt. We'll see if they can take down this team of Shannon Scribner and Alex Haesaert. Thank you for joining us on Candlepin for Kids, coming from you out of Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Make sure you catch us next week. Thanks for watching, everybody.
What goes through my head is I picture my grandfather cheering me on in the background. And when I bowl, bam, I bowl good.